Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Teacher Rayven and you're here at Teacher Rayven Vlogs. So in this video, we will talk about the second part of the tense and aspect system, that is the simple past. So this is part of the verb series, which is now in its part 7. So I hope that you already watched the parts 1 to 6. If you haven't yet, I will put the link here for the playlist of the verb series so that you could view all those videos, and you could go back here for you to have the new discussion about the simple past. Welcome everyone. This is Language Talks. So just like what I said, we will talk about the simple past in this video. So let's begin again with the tense and aspect system chart that I showed you in the introduction of the tense and aspect system, and also in the first video, which is the simple present. Okay, so today we will talk about the simple past. Okay, so remember, in the simple past, just review when we talk about regular and irregular verbs. Of course, for irregular verbs, we have to note, just like this example, wrote, okay, we write the past form of irregular verbs in different ways. Okay, so if you haven't watched that video about irregular and regular verbs, okay, I will again put the link here and even in the description box down below. And also for regular verbs, the simple inflection, adding ed or d to the verb. Okay, so that's just a quick review for your simple past. Okay, so what is exactly the simple past? So when we talk about the simple past, again, we go back to the timeline of the past, present, and future. So last time we had the focus on the present, the simple present. Now we have the line, the vertical line, as focus for the simple past. Okay, so the simple past is also stating facts. Okay, so basically, just like your simple present, it also states facts. Okay, and example of this is like the graphical picture here that we have the smiley. So we have actions that took place before the current moment. So as we all know, the current moment is here, the now, and then we have the past here. Okay, so actions that took place before. So in this case, we have this part of the timeline, okay, before this part of the timeline, which is your present or now. So in this example sentence, we have he smiled. Okay, so the verb smiled happened here, somewhere here in the past, and then it's before this time. So the action took place in the past, is finished, and is completely unrelated to the present. Meaning, when you are here, for example, you are talking here at the present, it's not anymore related to what is happening in the present. The past is not anymore related to what is happening in the present. Okay, because it already, the verb or the action is already finished in that moment in the past, and it's not anymore relatable when you are here in the present. Okay, so what are the core meanings? Just like your simple present, you also have core meanings of the simple past. Okay, so we have a definite single completed event or action in the past. So that's the basic core meaning of the simple past. So we have this example, Miriam walked to school yesterday. So we have the subject Miriam, and then we have walked, which is your verb in the past form or in the simple past, and then we have the time marker yesterday. Okay, to show you that this happened, or that walking actually happened in the past. Okay, so here, a definite single completed event or action. So if we will look again in the timeline, the walked actually happened in this point of the timeline. Okay, this is where you could find yesterday. Okay, so this is because you are reporting, for example, you are reporting this event at present. Of course, that walked already happened and was already completed in that point in time. Okay, the next one is habitual or repeated action or event in the past. So remember, in your simple present, you also have your habitual action. So that means from past to present to future, you could observe that action or that event. But what is the difference between that habitual or repeated action of the simple present and the simple past? For the simple past, that habitual or repeated action is actually happening here, or actually happened. It happened in this point of the timeline, and it's not anymore occurring at present. It's not it, and it will not also occur in the future. Okay, so to illustrate that, we have this example. It rained almost every weekend last May. So let's analyze this sentence. So we have the subject, and then we have rained. Okay, so rained as your verb is already in the past. Now let's look again at the time elements or the time expressions. So we have every weekend and last May. So last May is actually the one that is pointing you that this occurrence or this action or event happened in the past because of the word last. Okay, so when you talk about last, that means it already happened. Okay, so we have last May describing the raining. Okay, and that raining also is described by almost every weekend. So these adverbs actually helped you to see that in that point in time, every weekend, so this is May, for example, this vertical line, this is May. So all the weekends of May, it rained there. But for example, we are here at the present and we are reporting that occurrence last May. So for example, this is June, your present. Okay, so of course, last May here, or the May here, connotes that that raining only happened here every weekend. And that raining is already finished. Okay, but it was habitual or repeated action last May. Okay, so last May, you could always see every weekend that it is raining. Okay, so that is why it's habitual or repeated. Okay, the next core meaning is an event with duration that applied in the past with the implication that it no longer applies in the present. Okay, so to understand that better, let's use again the sentence. So Mrs. Santos taught at UP for 30 years. So let's again go to the core meaning. An event with duration that applied in the past. So that means we looked at the event or the action that has a duration. So in this sentence, we have, for example, the event is that taught or teaching, and then we have that duration 30 years. So meaning from year 1 to that 30th year, okay, Mrs. Santos taught at UP. And then it says here that applied in the past. Okay, so meaning if we will go to the present with the implication that it no longer applies in the present. So meaning present here is not anymore part of that 30 years duration. Okay, so meaning the 30 years again happened in this point of the timeline, which is already done, and it could not be applied here in the present. Okay, so that's it. So you're an event with duration that applied in the past with the implication that it no longer applies in the present. Okay, so the next one is with status in the past. So for example, he appeared to be intelligent. So here the status is in the past. So meaning when you talk about it at present, when you report it at present, you could say that this status or state of that subject, he, is not anymore observed for, or has already changed in this point of the present. So it only happened, or for example, we use this verb, he only appeared intelligent in the past. Okay, so when we report it in the present, it's not anymore the case. Okay, so meaning all those status of this subject only happened or could be observed here in the past. Okay. The next one is imaginative conditional in the subordinate clause. So last time in the simple present, we also talked about subordinate clauses. Okay, and here we have again a conditional. So we use again the if clause, and it's referring to present time. Now, I don't want you to be confused, okay, of the reference to present time. That is because in the subordinate clause, it's in the past tense, okay, because it's already done, okay, meaning that condition, okay, is already done, okay, and it's imaginative, meaning it really did not happen, but had it happened, okay, there could be something that could be experienced or that could be done. So let's have this example to illustrate that. So if he took better care of himself, he would not be absent so often. So we have the conditional clause, the if clause again, if he took better care of himself. So again, it's imaginative conditional. So imaginative meaning, had he experienced this, or had he took care of himself, okay, in that period of time, and then you could see the reference to the present time, the next clause, which is he would not be absent so often. So meaning if this happened, okay, this could also happen. Okay, so that is the reference to the present time. Okay, so meaning the structure of the if clause here, the verb should be in the past form. Okay, unlike in the simple present last time, remember that this one should be in the present form, right? But remember that when you have that, you also have to look at the main clause, which should have the future time. And in that case, we have will plus the verb, right? And in this case, it's not that structure. We use would not be absent so often. So this is a present time reference of this event or this imaginative condition. Okay? And then lastly, I guess this one is so familiar right now, the term social distancing, but in grammar it's a different case, okay, somehow, but it's really about politeness and about modality. Okay, so we have here indirectness to show politeness. So did you want to sit down and stay a while? So why in grammar or in using sentences, for example, or conversation, usually the simple past of do, which is did, okay, denotes or connotes politeness. So you are more polite if you use did, and it's indirect rather than use do. For example, we use, do you want to sit down and stay a while? Of course, that is not a wrong structure. Okay. However, the simple past of do, which is did, is actually used to show politeness. And of course, this is also important for second language learners or foreign language learners of English, because of course, we might encounter native speakers, okay, who are very particular with this structure, and when we talk to them, they might find it impolite if we use the direct use or direct verb, which is do. Okay, so to be more polite, let's use did, which is the simple past of do. So in this case, we have, did you want to sit down and stay a while? Okay, so it's more polite and it's indirect. So that's the social distancing. Okay, meaning distancing in terms of being polite, okay, and not being too direct. Okay, so that's again your simple past. And remember that the simple past also considers structures, inflections, and of course the time element of the past. Okay? So that's it. I hope that you like that video. If you like that video or this discussion of the simple past, don't forget to click that like button, the subscribe button, of course, for you to be updated to the future videos, and the notification bell. And also, do not forget to leave your comments, your questions down below at the comment section. Thank you, everyone. Class dismissed.